Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Since I had several people ask me about how I made the Oreo video, this week I'm going to do a quick explanation of how that was done, and in case you haven't already seen it, here's the video. So for the first couple shots, I just laid down a piece of glass on top of this turntable and then put the Oreos on top. And then I just set this to turn, and it will turn indefinitely, hit record on my camera, and then I just cut and use the shots that I wanted. I'll leave a link to this turntable in the description, but any turntable will work. I used an Aputure 300D Mark II and an Aputure Light Dome 2 to light the scene. I put it just directly over top so that it was evenly lighting the whole product. To make it look like the Oreo flew out of the package, I just pulled the Oreo out, separated a space for it, and then outside of the shot, I dropped the Oreo down into the package and then just reversed the shot so that it looked like it was flying out. In order to make it look like the Oreo was flying through the air, I used this toothpick and poked it into the Oreo and then mounted it on top of this magic eraser by stabbing it into the magic eraser. And then I put it on top of the turntable, pressed record on the camera, and just let it spin for a few rotations. And then I took it to the computer for the time-consuming editing. As soon as I got the footage into Premiere Pro, I cut down the clip so that the cookie would only make one full rotation. And then I would just copy and paste any further rotations that I needed from the original clip. Next, I went over to the Effects Control tab, and under Opacity, I clicked Create Ellipse Mask. And then I moved the mask and adjusted it until it was around the cookie to eliminate the background. Since this would only be getting rid of most of the background, I had to use the Ultra Key tool to help me get rid of the rest. I put the effect on the clip and made adjustments until I felt like the background was gone. The last step in isolating the Oreo was to get rid of the toothpick. To do this, I went back to Opacity to create another mask to go over the toothpick, and I had to keyframe it so that it would follow the rotation of the cookie. This took a while. I used my camera to take a picture of the background, and then I placed that background underneath the cookie. After that, I just used keyframes to adjust the size of the cookie, the rotation, and the scale to make it look like the cookie was flying through the air and moving. One of the things I learned while filming this, and one of the things I would have done differently, is I would have liked to have used a green screen, or a blue screen in this case, since the mint of the Oreo was green. Using a blue or green screen would have helped me separate the background from the Oreo, where the background that I had was a little bit close to the color of the Oreo. It made it kind of difficult. So that's one thing I would have changed immediately. The last thing that I would have changed is just to use the toothpick a little bit less. There was a shot that I had the toothpick in the Oreo. Really, it wasn't necessary, and it just made more work for me in the end. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them for you. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.